This is a Fox News alert. According to the British Press Association, Kate McCann, the mother of Madeleine McCann, has been formally named now as a suspect in the disappearance of her daughter. Madeleine's father will reportedly be named a suspect later on this afternoon.
Good morning, everybody. The world's most wanted terrorist is expected to release a new message within hours. An Islamic website says Osama bin Laden will appear in a new video just ahead of September 11th. The site released this still picture that you see here, and when placed next to the last known photo, you can see in this latest shot, bin Laden has a much darker beard than in the past. Any new tape would mark bin Laden's first video appearance in nearly 3 years. Missing hikers have been found alive in Colorado. Terry and Marion Hones walked out of the woods after being lost 4 days in Rocky Mountain National Park. They lit a signal fire spotted by the Civil Air Patrol. And in Oregon, 76-year-old Ora Anderson was found dehydrated and with a hip injury after 2 weeks in the Eagle Cap Wilderness. Her brother-in-law, Melvin, was amazed at her survival.
We had given her up for lost. We still can't believe how she could have survived that.
Good morning. North Korea and their nukes were the topics of the day in Australia, where President Bush is meeting with Asian leaders ahead of the APAC summit. Mike Emanuel is live in Sydney with the latest. So that must have been a bit of a tense meeting, Mike.
Very interesting, Allison. Big news on the North Korean nuclear issue as experts from the U.S., China, and Russia are being invited to tour nuclear facilities. The experts will spend 4 days next week touring North Korean nuclear facilities to get a good look at them. The U.S. Chief Negotiator Christopher Hill calls this another significant step and says it was North Korea's idea. The experts will get a look at the facilities to try to determine how to best shut them down. While all indications are this is a major development, Ambassador Hill says this is not the final chapter.
You know, this is a long process. We're not at the end, or we're not even at the beginning of the end, so we've got a ways to go. And so I'm just going to keep my adrenaline in check for the time being.
Earlier, an awkward moment on camera for President Bush and South Korean President Roh in Sydney. The issue, not the Iraq War, but a conflict where fighting stopped more than 50 years ago. The South Korean leader asked the president to make a pledge to officially end the Korean War. President Bush says that'll happen after North Korea verifiably ends its nuclear programs. When Roh asked the president if he could be clearer, President Bush said he could not be any clearer. The White House says something must have been lost in translation, perhaps time to fire the interpreter. Allison?
Righto. All right, Mike Emanuel live for us from Sydney. Thank you. The air, ground, and water search for millionaire adventurer Steve Fossett's airplane will now cover 10,000 square miles across California and Nevada. Crews will be using sonar to search the bottom of a lake in northwestern Nevada. Rescuers say it could take weeks for them to cover the entire search area. And there's a development in the search for missing college student Camille Cleverly. Police say a couple has come forward with a bike believed to have belonged to the missing 22-year-old. Rescuers are now focusing their search around the river near where the couple said they stole the bike. Cleverly was last seen on August 30th. Cops say Galarika Harrison planned ahead of time to murder her college roommate. They say she wrote a fake suicide note and left it on the girl's desk before stabbing her to death. Police say Harrison killed her roommate of just 3 weeks, over claims of stealing. Those are your headlines at this hour. Let's go back.